So President Trump came out publicly via his Twitter and accused Obama of wiretapping his phones during the presidential campaign. So first of all, is it true? Who cares? Anytime Obama is under attack and portrayed under a negative light, that's good enough for me. But more seriously, um, it is most likely 100% true, because I do not believe for a moment that Trump would expose himself to into that type of media light with something that is not backed up like 100%. It must be proof that are like bulletproofs. So most likely it is true. We're gonna need to wait a little bit more for the unfolding, but it's extremely doubtful that he will come out and make such an accusation in such a way if it wasn't. Now, is it legal? Technically, it's not legal at all. You know, we're not supposed to wiretap anybody, even if you're president. Nixon could tell you about it, and the wiretapping is just wrong. It's illegal. Anthony Pellicano and John McTiernan can attest of that. They got to pay the consequences. Now, in the case of Obama, well, that wouldn't be the first illegal thing he's doing. He can easily justify it under national security, and vetting his successor, trying to find out if he's a threat to the country. You know, he's just acting as a president, protecting the prestigious seat of the United States presidency. So that could be justified, and don't forget that he has so many ways to distance himself from that decision, so that even though somebody would pursue that to justice, and I don't think he would have he would experience himself the consequences, the judicial consequences of it. And we're living in a different era today, where so many of those things are justified. I mean, of course, it's not legal for the NSA to spy on its citizens either. Now, who's going down from the NSA? Who went down? Who went to prison? Nobody, absolutely nobody, and they still keep on doing it. So nothing has happened. So nothing will result from that, even though it's an illegal act. Now I extremely doubt that there will be consequences whatsoever. For now, it's gonna make some noise for some time, and at the end of the day, it's just some sound bites and noise. However, it is a little bit of a change in dynamics between Trump and Obama, because so far I always found Trump to be extremely nice to Obama and to Hillary Clinton. And right now the tone is changing, because it's pointing the finger and it's making an accusation, and the dynamic between them is officially very fighty and adversary. Even though it must always have been underneath, it's just they were making a nice figure in front of the public. And right now, that's it. It's taken on an official bad and vehement tone between them, and that is the good thing, that the dynamic between Trump and Obama changed, and that he seems to be going a little bit more on the attack, because he was always on the offensive, on the defensive, I mean. And right now, to have him pass on the offensive side, even though it's still very nice. I mean, I would be it would be a pity to see Obama going down just for wiretapping, when he should be going down for so many things. I mean, so many times he violated the Constitution, without even forgetting some of his executive orders that allow the government to repossess anything in your house. I mean, many citizens don't know that, but yeah, the American government, as of now, has the right to come to your place and repossess everything without justification. And if you're not happy about it, well, there is another executive order that is in place, and they can drown you. So I think it's way more serious than wiretapping, a successor, but they are all illegal anyway. And so if Obama has not gone down for those, I don't see him going down for the wiretapping thing. But the dynamic has changed, and hopefully Trump is going to get even more on the offensive, and hopefully these people are going to need to face real charges, not little charges like those, which at the very worst is 1 year in prison with their connections. But I mean, pedophilia charges and the $65,000 bill on the taxpayer money at that for flying hot dogs and pizzas. That needs to be really addressed and investigated. So there is my opinion on that subject.